Hello, everybody. Hope you're all doing well. Thank you for joining the third episode of my ChatGPT mini series. I'm Charlotte Simmons, and today I'm going to take you through web browsing and plugins through ChatGPT. So first thing I'm going to do is share my screen. And I'm going to show you some examples that I've already made of how you can use plugins, but also web browsing, and then for a few different situations. So a few of the examples are just personal life ones that you can use the plugins for, and I've also got a couple of business type examples as well. And I've also got an example where you can use web browsing and then take that into another chat and use plugins. So I'm going to take you through that now. So firstly, I just want to take you through the plugins, how you actually set it up. So firstly, you open a new chat, and in order to access plugins and web browsing, you need to have ChatGPT 4 installed. So if we start with plugins, you go to the plugins button. And here you can click which plugin you want to have installed. So I've got a few different ones that I've been playing around with, but there is actually an entire store full of plugins, which actually at the beginning can look quite overwhelming, but I have access to a spreadsheet of all of the plugins and what they're and how they're summarized, and the best ones to use. So if you want access to that, then feel free to send me a message and I can give you the link to share that with you. Is someone who I know on LinkedIn who's created it, and it's really amazing. It literally gives you every single one of the plugins and all of the summaries for them, and you can filter by which industry, which sector. So if you're wanting to get specifically for marketing or for business, whichever kind of area you're looking at, it will give you the summary and the prompts that you can use for it. So here's just an overview. There's obviously like more than 49 pages, and I've been playing around with a few different ones. So Open Table, Spotify, Expedia, a prompt one, SEO. So yeah, I'm going to take you through them so you can see how they work. So in order to actually get the plugins installed, you have to go to your settings at the bottom and beta features, and just make sure you have plugins and web browsing on green, and then you can use them. So I'm going to take you through the examples that I put together. So the first one that I have done is actually having three plugins installed for this. If it opens. Okay. So the three plugins that I've got installed for this is the playlist plugin that's connected to Spotify, the Open Table, and also Expedia. So I always give ChatGPT a name and ask ChatGPT to be my personal assistant. So in this instance, I've said, hello, I'm going to call you Jason, and you're going to be my personal assistant today. Do you understand? And then ChatGPT replies, of course, I'm here to assist you. You can call me Jason. So this just brings this conversational, personal approach to using ChatGPT as a personal assistant rather than as technology, and this is how I like to use it. So I say, I'm planning a weekend away to Devon in the UK. Can you find me a child-friendly hotel just outside of Bristol to stay in tomorrow night for 4 people, including 2 children aged 5 and 2? It then uses the Expedia plugin. So I've got 3 installed at the moment. So you use the Expedia plugin, and it gives me a few options. So it gives me 3 options outside of Bristol. I've specifically said the UK outside of Bristol, so I need to give specifics in that sense. Otherwise, it could end up going global and giving me places that like Bristol, but in a different country. So I've had to say the UK, and it's given me three different hotels. It is done in US dollars, but can convert that. So these are the 3 options they've given me, and I say lovely, I'll pick whichever one is right for me. And these definitely have availability because it's based on it's plugged into the Expedia app, so it would only be showing me ones for availability for the day and time that I've given it. So I then say, great, that's a long drive. Can you create me a playlist for the journey of songs which are appropriate for children aged 5 and 2? And it plugs into the playlist AI app. And it says, absolutely, I've created you a family-friendly playlist for your journey. You can access it here. And if I click there, it will take me straight to Spotify, where it's created that family road trip playlist. I then say, can you find me a child-friendly place to have lunch near one of the hotels? And I give the specific hotel that it's recommended above for 12 p.m. tomorrow. And then it uses the open table plugin and it says, sure, here are some child-friendly places for lunch, and it gives me some options. And again, these places will have availability at 12 o'clock on the date that I've given it, because it's using the open table plugin. So it will only give me options that have availability for that amount of people. So this is an example of using plugins for life. I'm now going to show you an example of a business plugin that you can use. So this one is an SEO plugin. So I've taken the example that I've set up a business. I've got a yoga business, and I've used the plugin SEO.app, and I've asked ChatGPT to give me a list of keywords for my yoga business, because I want to write more blog content for my website and I need help with keywords that people are searching in Google. So ChatGPT has then plugged into the SEO plugin, and it's given me some keywords for my yoga business, specifically for my blog. And then I could go into more detail if I wanted more information. It says, when you're writing your blog post, try to include primary keywords, yoga business, in the first paragraph and at least once in the subheading. It gives you the ideal length of the blog. It also says, consider writing articles on the following topics, which are frequently asked questions. So yeah, and you can go into a lot more detail with this app. I've just kept it very basic. I then say, because I've got the playlist plugin already, it's also installed, I said, can you now create me a yoga relaxation playlist? And it's created that playlist for me. And like before, it's taken it straight into, put it straight into my Spotify. So then there's also a prompt plugin that you can use. So this one is to create the perfect prompts. So I've said, can you create me the perfect prompt to rewrite the content on my website, which will be much more focused on SEO and goal conversion. So it's given me this prompt. I've then taken this prompt, rephrased it slightly so that it's in the first person, and I've then opened up the web browsing in a new chat. So instead of clicking plugin, I've clicked web browsing. So just to show you what that looks like. If you go to ChatGPT and you click browse with Bing rather than plugins. So I put that prompt in. So I've said, can you open this website? And I've put my website in, and I said, can you rewrite the content on the homepage? And I've put in the prompt that I got from the prompt plugin. It then browses the internet, and this could take 1 or 2 minutes. And it then says, based on the information provided on the homepage, here's a rewritten, more engaging and SEO friendly version of the content. And it's rewritten the copy for my website. It then also gives me some alt text for the images, and it gives me tells me how I can create the meta tags and an example of a meta tag. It talks about internal linking, and yeah, it basically just gives me lots of ideas for how I can be utilizing the SEO better, like enhancing my SEO. So there's also another example that I've done with web browsing. So I have gone into that model web browsing again, and I said, this is a new chat. So I've said, I'm going to call you Jason, my personal assistant. And then I've just taken a random Kundalini yoga website from Google. And I said, can you open this website? It's opened it, and it said, this is what it seems to be. Is there anything specific you'd like to know? And I was like, can you tell me more about the business? So it browses the website and it gives me a full summary of the business. And then I've given the prompt, can you act like a copywriter and rewrite the homepage, keeping with the same tone of voice, but more focused on encouraging people to book a yoga class or a healing session. So it's rewritten the copy to motivate visitors to book a yoga class or a healing session. So it's rewritten all of that. And then I said, great, now can you act like an SEO expert and give me 15 keywords to use across the website with the goal of ranking on the first page of Google. So it then gives me 15 keywords specifically for this business. And then I say, can you browse the internet and give me the top 3 competitors to this business, ranking for some of the keywords and offering similar services in North London? So it then gives me three of this business's competitors. So you could go into a lot more detail and continue this conversation using the browsing. And then once you've got all of that information, you can then use some of the plugins that I showed you before to enhance this business. So if, for instance, this company was one of your clients and you were doing their marketing for them, you'd be able to really easily find who their competitors are, give them some information on how to enhance their SEO, give them some blog content ideas. So there's just so much information that you can get as base information off using the plugin tools and the web browsing, that you could then help a business with their full marketing strategy off the back of using this as a base. So this was just a very quick introduction to how you can use the prompts, to how you can use the plugins and how you can use the web browsing. And I'm going to do some more videos on my LinkedIn and on my Instagram if you want to keep up to date with the plugins that are more plugins that are becoming available. I'm going to be adding to this collection. So I hope this was a really good introduction for you, and stay up to date via my email or follow me on LinkedIn and Instagram for more information. Thank you, and see you on the next video.